Welcome back. My name is Eden Iswara, and I'm so glad to see you here today. So, I hope you're having a good day. Today has been kind of sleepy for me, and tomorrow I will be hanging out with family. I kind of feel weird, I feel like, I don't know, not myself, because I'm in a new environment, and I don't know, new environments just always throw me off, so I am thrown off and irritable lately, but it's okay. It's okay. These moods happen, and sometimes I just have to wait it out and try to not be reactive during it. I really want it to rain so bad. It hasn't rained in a while, at least not during the day or during a time where I can hear it or see it. So, I don't know, I'm craving the rain. I want it to rain and I can go sit outside because there's a little covered area out there, so I could just sit out there and watch the rain. I need that so bad. I got this little measuring tape so that way I could order rugs. I needed to measure the space for the rugs. And of course, I got the pink one. Pink. 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 Measuring tape. So we can measure stuff, I guess. I have this little remote that I use to take pictures on my phone camera. Let's measure it. How big do you think this is? How big? Oh yeah, this will be a fun game. So here's the comparison here's the size comparison. Here's my hand and this thing. Here is a little mini Gatorade. How big is the remote? Okay, do you have your guess ready? Lock it in. And I'm gonna measure it. measure it. Okay, it looks like it's just under 3 inches. 3 inches. Wow. Okay. What else can we measure? We can measure this Gatorade. Alright, let's see. It looks like it is 6 inches. 6 inches. Alrighty. Very cool. I was going to tell you some embarrassing stories that have happened to me. So one time I was at Dunkin' Donuts a couple years ago, and I was with my mom and I think my sister, and we had ordered our coffee and everything, and I was going to sit down, and they had these like benches, like the booth type of bench, where there's the table there's the table with the bench on one side and a chair on the other. And so we were all like talking and going to sit, and I went to sit down on the bench, and I went and sat, and then I just fell right on the floor because apparently the bench cut off abruptly. Like, it ended at a weird spot where I don't know why, but I guess I assumed that the bench kept going. I don't know if there was like a table there or why I thought that there was a bench, but there was not. So I just sat completely on the floor, and everyone in the Dunkin' Donuts just looked at me, and it was really awkward because, like, I don't know, nobody even laughed. Like, everybody just looked at me. Embarrassing. But that was nowhere near as embarrassing as when I was a freshman in high school, and I was in my world history class, and in this class the teacher had us seated, like, she had everybody facing her. Like, okay, let me try to explain. Instead of everybody being like sitting looking at the teacher, instead she had the class split into 2 groups facing each other, and then she would walk back and forth in the middle, and there was like 2 rows on each side, and I was in the front row on mine, and then there was a girl behind me, and then, you know, it would be like 2 desks, 2 desks, 2 desks, and then the teacher would be walking and giving a lecture. and then they have that metal part up, and then they have like the little part for you to write on, like the little table part. And I was taking notes, and I dropped my pencil, and it like fell right diagonal in front of me, and I didn't want to interrupt the lecture by getting up and like going to get it, because it was like right where everyone would be looking. She was walking like right back and forth in front of like that spot that I had dropped the pencil. And so I decided just to lean over and grab it. And so I leaned, and it was just out of reach. And so I just stretched to lean a little bit more. And I was leaning over that metal part that holds the table thing. And my whole desk just fell on its side. And I was just sitting there like sideways, shocked. Also, I was really quiet in school, so I was like the quiet kid, you know? I never said anything, so it was like, imagine the quiet kid just goes to get their pencil and their whole desk flips sideways, and they just keep sitting there sideways for a second because like they're in shock. And the whole class was like completely silent because they were like, what the fuck? And then they burst out laughing, and I was just sitting there sideways like. And the girl behind me, who actually we ended up being friends later, but we were not at that time, so I guess it must have been early in the year. She was like, oh my gosh, are you okay? And I got up and it was whatever. That was that. But yeah, at the time, that felt extremely embarrassing. Extremely. And then, last embarrassing story. These are just the ones I could remember off the top of my head. So, you know how I used to live with my ex's family? Well, they were Brazilian, and they, like, the parents spoke some English, but the grandparents came to visit, and they did not speak any English. Which, that's part of the reason that I learned Portuguese, was because I was trying to communicate with them. And I think they stayed for like 2 months or something. So I was practicing a lot during that time. And one day, everybody was out except for me. So I was home alone, and this was probably in like 2016, 2015. I don't know exactly, but I was watching Orange is the New Black on the TV in the living room, and then the dad and the grandfather got home, like my ex's dad and his grandfather. They got home, and they came into the living room and like sat with me on the couch, and the dad was like, oh, what are you watching? And I was like, oh, this show, whatever. And they started watching it with me. And okay, so this show, like, you've probably seen it. So, you know, they're like in a women's prison, and like there's like some love storylines going on, whatever, but there wasn't that many sex scenes, right? But this happened to be like a rather intense But yeah, I don't know. Those are the couple of embarrassing stories that I was able to remember right now. But